Добрый день! Сегодня мы встретились с Гилом Петерсилом, бизнес-коучем и приглашенным профессором стартап-академии в Сколково. И сегодня мы поговорим о различиях в коммуникациях на Западе и в России. And the first question, Gil, what are the differences between Western and Russian connection system?
It's something I was very lucky to learn very early on when I got to Russia, that the art of building relationships and just networking, meeting people, is so different in Russia than it is in the Western world. It's incredible that here, for example, networking is very much about being introduced to someone new by a friend of yours. Most Russians would find it very difficult, and usually never do, walk up to a complete stranger and say, "Hello, my name is Gil. Who are you?" In the Western world, networking is really much about meeting new people and exploring potential opportunities in life. Whether it's for hobbies, whether it's for personal life, whether it's for business connections, or just strategic partnerships. Anything is really possible. Here, I find that most people want to network with a very specific objective. Can I sell you something? Can I make money from you? Can you help me get to my objective? It's not about, is there something that I can offer you that would make your life better? And if I do that, you might end up paying me. I would say the key differences would be that when communicating with a Western person on a business opportunity, or for example, a business partnership, usually things can move forward quite quickly. An agreement could be set on where a vision is. An agreement could be set on what is your responsibilities, what is my responsibilities, and things tend to move quite quickly in most cases. In Russia, there tends to be some delays on some things, on really understanding when is the money going to come, or really understanding what am I going to benefit from this right away. It's usually more commercially focused, not in all cases. There's a lot of incredible people here that want to do goodness and don't necessarily need money. But in general, if you're looking at a new Russian business that is being set, it tends to be very much about where are we going right now and not where do we want to be in 3 years. It's very much about what relationships do we need to build right now and not what relationships do we need to have in 6 months. So it's very much about immediate results in the short term and not about let's build something long term and take first steps towards it like it is in the West. So I would say that as a foreigner who's been working here for a few years and setting up different businesses, the key items that I've seen that makes it very different when, for example, managing Russian people or trying to speak to new business partners about working together, it's the one really clarity as to what you're trying to achieve. Many times I'll speak to someone here and they'll be like, I understand, And a week later, nothing has been done. And when I ask why, they're like, oh, I didn't understand. Whereas in the Western world, people will raise their hand and ask a question. People will ask to clarify because every day matters. Clarifying what I have understood from you is very, very important. Whereas here, the pushing forward and saying, we want to get this done by this date. I need you to clarify what you've just said to me. Is not always something that happens. This is something for foreigners that I believe a lot of Russians maybe don't want to seem like they don't understand. So they act like they understand and everything is okay, but really they don't understand. When it comes to simple networking, just meeting people at an event, in the Western world, you can start talking about very personal things very quickly. Not just what do you do, but why did you choose to get into this job? Or what's the most exciting thing in your company? Or is your company very successful financially? Whereas in Russia, you can't go too deep. You have to slowly just talk about the higher level of things. You can't ask someone personal questions about why they chose to work in this company. I do, as a foreigner. As a Russian, you'd never have a person asking that. Or if I ask this of Russians, they'll be like, why is he asking me such personal questions? He doesn't even know me yet. So In the West, you can get personal quickly. You can get into, do you have a family? Have you moved here for a family? In the first conversation. Here, I think you need to have a couple of vodkas with someone before you start talking about such personal things.
What communication skills people need to be successful businessmen?
I think that's a really wonderful question because it's something that people really lack in leadership when it comes to setting up a business. First of all, I think that the first highest level skill that you need to be a real leader in a company is communicating your vision. Not what do you need people to do now, but where do you see the company going? We know what's your vision for global expansion. So being able to communicate where you want to be in 1 year, in 3 years, to your employees, to your business partners, to your investors, is the number one skill that you must have. And if you don't have that, find a partner who has it and do it together with them. Number two, it's when asking someone to get something done for you, when you're delegating something to your employees, when you're speaking to your business partner to clarify what they need to get done, you must repeat that 2 or 3 times, patiently. Without being all upset, why aren't you not listening? Patiently clarifying things, or even asking them, okay, has everyone understood what needs to get done? Can each of you please clarify what you've understood? So again, as a leader setting up a business, it's not just about what you can say. It's about, are you able to give people the chance to say it themselves and just listen? So communication, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth. It's not just about how you say things or what you are saying, but are you able to listen to people? And the last thing I would say is to keep in mind that communication is not just verbal. Only 7% of the words that you say actually have an effect on communication. The 38% is the way these words sound. Are you sounding very upset? Or are you sounding very, very calm? Are you sounding very excited about something? Or are you sounding very scared? And 55% is your body. Keep that in mind when you're speaking to people. If you want to inspire them, if you want to motivate them, if you want to get everyone in the room to understand what is the business plan we have, or I need your money, investors, or I need everyone to work hard this month because I don't have a salary to work with you. Your body is communicating 55% of this. Make sure that your body really communicates this. You're speaking with your hands, speak with your bodies, watch where your shoulders are, watch how you're standing and speaking to people, look at how you're facing people. Keeping in mind that communication is really going outwards towards when people feel what you say.